After my last video, just recently I had a crazy experience, and I also want to tell people, I want to make sure everybody is aware of what happened to me, because things happen, especially if you're out of your van and you're doing some urban camping. Now, just a few days ago, I was at my gym location, and I decided I was going to stay there for the night. And you know, it's not the first time I've done it there, and I thought, you know, this is going to be great. I'll have a place to stay, you know, no harassments, you know, everything was good. Anyway, I was on the phone talking with somebody, and I had my side window open. I was in the back of the van. I had my side window open, curtains open, and this man came running around from the back side of my van and was between my open side window, ran up to my van, between my open side window and the front passenger side window, and just started looking into my van. And I'm literally right there at the window, like, what are you doing? You know, and I start yelling at him because it's after dark, and you know, you don't want people running up on you, and you don't know what they're gonna do or what to expect. And I kind of flipped out. I'm like, what are you doing? And anyway, he was on the phone while he was doing this. And I don't know if he was talking to me or if he was talking to the person on the phone, but he said, "Yo, man, I'm about to get shot at." And then he turned off and ran away. And I'm sitting there like, what was that all about? I have no idea. And I'm on the phone, and, you know, I explained what just happened, and you know, kind of, you know, put it off to the side. I should have taken this as a warning. I should have listened to this as a sign of the universe speaking, and I should have started my van and drove away. But instead, I decided I'm going to go ahead and stay there. So, maybe a half an hour later, I'm on the phone still, I'm talking, and gunshots. About 3 or 4 initial gunshots that led into about 25 to 30 gunshots in the parking lot I was staying at. The closest shooter was about 30 feet away from my van, with nothing between me and my van and that shooter. Okay, and it was getting closer. I literally laid myself flat on the floor of my van. I was freaked out. You know, it sounded like a war zone out there. You can hear that there was multiple shooters, and coming from all over the parking lot. There was, after that person came to my van, what happened is there was a lot of traffic suddenly coming in. I wasn't really paying attention, but I noticed when those gunshots were going off about how much traffic was going on in the parking lot. There was about 20 or 30 cars that had pulled up. There was a lot of people out on foot, you know, around the parking lot, and it's very unusual. You know, I've never seen that in that area. And you know, I thought, well, maybe seeing this happen, it was a car meet, because you know, that does typically happen here in Colorado, where in the cities cars meet up in parking lots and do their thing. But anyway, gunshots, they just started going off. I hear a lot of screaming, and people are running, jumping into their cars and screeching off. I get off the phone at that time, and I called 911. I was really freaked out. I didn't know if I was about to get shot. I had no idea. The bullets or the gunshots were getting closer to my vehicle. The person shooting, it was off to my left and about 30 feet ahead of me. Okay, and those shots were getting closer and closer to my van. So looking at the landscape from where I'm looking out of my van, you can see kind of what he's doing. He's going up into the median, and he's popping off shots. Anyway, I got on the phone with the 911 dispatcher and said, you need to get some units out here. It sounds like a war zone. There's a lot of gunshots going off. And you know, of course, they proceeded to ask, you know, the suspect or any, you know, victims or injuries or anything like that. And I have no idea. My face is to the ground in my van, and I'm just hearing the gunshots going off. So next thing I know, I hear sirens, and the parking lot fills up with about 12 to 15 cops. vehicles, SUVs and cop cars, just all over the place. They police lined half of the entire parking lot and started flagging shells from the bullets. So there was little cards all over the parking lot, and I'm sitting there, and I didn't want to move. I didn't want any harassment, and surprisingly, I did call them. I wasn't the only one who called. I do believe there was probably multiple calls, and they got out there really damn quick, and they never approached me. I was at the back of the lot away from the building, and they never once approached me or checked to make sure I was okay, or looked around at any of the vehicles that were in the parking lot to make sure nobody inside had been hit. I didn't see any of that happening towards the back of the parking lot. When I was on the phone with the dispatcher, I told them I was in a minivan at the back of the parking lot. So I don't know if that information was reiterated to them, but I think they could have done a better job as far as checking to make sure there was no other injuries. Other than that, I mean, the whole parking lot was lit up, and I sat there for 3 hours just watching this go until it kind of started slowing down, and I felt safe enough that I could just drive away and not be harassed for anything. But I wanted to share this just because you never know what's going to happen. I never expected this. I was in a place that I felt comfortable, a place I had been to several times. It's the gym location that I have been using since I switched my gym, and then this happens. The city I'm living in, it's just everything is changing. You look at the city in the news, Aurora, Colorado, and it's just a lot of violence going on. It's all over the news, shootings and people getting killed and cops being shot and suspects being shot, and then this, and I haven't seen any media coverage on it. There was no news crew or anything, but it can happen. And where I was sitting in my van, I was pretty helpless. If bullets would have started coming, I could have been shot. If somebody would have approached my van, I could have easily been shot. It was a very sudden thing that happened, and there was some early warning signs. I should have paid attention, and that's, something, that's part of one of the reasons why I do want to share this, is because you really need to pay attention to those warning signs. Let your gut instincts, let you know that there's something that is not good, that you should probably up and leave. And that's what I should have done personally, but I didn't, and that's what happened. Luckily, I didn't get shot. Luckily, my van didn't get hit. I mean, these gunshots were so close. The person I'm on the phone with said that the shots actually drowned out my voice. That's how close and loud they were. So just be careful when you're out there. Be aware of your surroundings. Know what you're up against, and have a quick exit route and some protection if you can. Be prepared. You never know what's going to happen. And I'm not saying this is the city life, but it can happen pretty much anywhere. It could happen out there in the wilderness. You could be in a forest somewhere. It could be in the city. You never know what's going to happen. Just be prepared and be safe. And anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the videos, and it really shows your support by doing that. Those are the things that actually get me excited for the next one. So please show your support, and until next time, you guys have a good one, and we will talk later.